Hey guys, it's Sleepaway Steven here. This is episode 75 of the Nightmare Toys podcast. We will be discussing the Evil Dead universe and some of these cool new products that we've gotten here today.
Yeah.
Say
Hello. How are y'all? Hope y'all are having a spooky day.
Say I'm here with Nightmare Christy.
Yes.
As usual.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm always here. They're probably tired of me.
No, not yet. We'll tell you though.
Oh, okay,
We'll tell you.
thanks.
We'll give you a good warning.
Thanks. Well, this is going to be a fun discussion.
Yeah, this should be a good episode. And I say we're not really, I guess we're not really going to concentrate on any one particular movie. Just kind of talk about the
all of it,
universe.
yeah.
The whole thing, except for the new movie. I have not seen the new movie yet.
And I have not seen it either. We are so sorry.
Yes.
Because I think that's probably what everybody wants us to talk about.
Is the new movie.
But because of the new movie, though, is why we chose to just at least just talk about the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah, like a nice
in
refresher
general.
for everything.
Yeah. But no, neither one of us had watched the new one yet. I'm
Nope,
excited
not
to.
yet.
I want to.
Yes. Yes. This is the first movie in quite a while in theaters that I've been like, okay, I need to go see this.
Are you a big movie theater person? Like, do you like to go to the movie theater?
I do if the movies I think are good enough. And, like, say if the trailer catches me or something, like,
Right.
Just The Flash. I would probably go watch that in theater because the trailer has sucked me in.
Can I say something about that really
Oh,
quick?
go
I'm so
right
glad
ahead.
you mentioned The Flash. Yeah. Like,
I mean-
am not a superhero person.
I'm not
I don't
either.
do any of. I haven't watched most of all the movies.
Same here. It's
Okay.
It's been a few years
But-
since I've even watched a Marvel movie.
This trailer, you are correct. Like, I kind of was like, oh.
Oh yeah, it hit all the right points. It flicked
Yeah.
all the right switches, and they give us Batman Keaton.
I
which
know.
everybody has been
I'm-
wanting for
yeah.
25 plus years now.
Now, see, I love that movie.
Yes. Oh yes, Batman '89 and Batman Returns are probably
yeah,
two of
they're
my
good.
favorite Batman movies. And then Keaton set such a high bar as Batman himself and Bruce Wayne that it was kind of hard to. Yeah, Bale did a good job, and I think Affleck did an all right job. Definitely better than some of the other attempts in the DC universe, but.
I thought when I was watching this, I was watching the Today Show this morning. I was listening to that, and the commercial came on, and they started talking about all that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said that Ben Affleck has a cameo in this too.
Yes, yeah, we'll get both Batmans, and but the big thing is getting Keaton Batman back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So everybody wants to see that because as much trouble as Ezra Miller has got in here lately, everybody seems to be like super forgiving once this trailer come out. They're like, oh, okay, he can be crazy. We just want to see Keaton as Batman.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was intrigued by the trailer, even though I haven't watched most of any of the other
Same
movies or
here.
anything like
It's-
that. I've watched, like the very first Spider-Man movie that had came out. I watched the first one, and then I didn't do anything after that. I used to watch the Superman movies, but the one with Christopher Reeve, from a long time ago. I loved
those
those.
are excellent.
But I haven't gotten into any of all. I mean, there's so many movies.
Oh, yes.
But this trailer did intrigue me, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yep, it did everything it needed to. So I will probably check that out. But for the most part, it has to be a good movie for me to want to go see it.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy the theater experience, especially here in Vegas, where you can get a beer. You've usually got plush seating and table or something. It's not like a stripped down version of going to the theater.
Right.
But it's just been so long since anything has been worth going to the theater for.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, like Scream and stuff. That's on the cusp.
Yeah.
Let's say, but
For me, same thing. The movie's got to, got to really intrigue me to want to go, and then I don't rush out right when a movie comes out.
Mhm.
Like
I prefer-
I just because, and my reasoning for that is it's not that I don't like going to the movie theater. I like going to the movie theater, but I don't like going to the movie theater packed out. And the minute a movie comes out, I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
I don't just rush out. I'd rather wait a week or whatever for it to kind of come out.
Yeah, die down a little
Go
bit.
like on a Tuesday afternoon at like 2:00 when nobody else is going. Then
Senior
I'll go watch
Citizens
the
Day,
movie.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Don't say about. But you know what I'm saying. That's
Oh, absolutely.
what I like to do for my theater experience, because if I go and it's a lot of people and then people are being rude and talking, I'm going to get mad, and I don't feel like getting mad when I want to go
No, it's
see a
supposed to
movie.
be an enjoyable thing.
Right.
So why torture yourself?
So, or you know, a lot of times I just wait until it's streaming, or I can maybe rent it or something like that. But
Well, and I have a nice home theater, and you do too,
Yeah,
as everybody
yeah.
has seen. So it's nice when you can watch it in a theater setting, even when it's a toned down theater.
But I do like going though. Like you said, like here, like I go to the one at Sunset Station in Henderson, so I get to walk through the casino
Okay.
to go to that.
Oh, of course.
You got the casino in the theater, you know, so that's always fun for me. So
Yeah, pretty much all of our theaters are tucked into a
the
casino.
casino
Give or
somewhere,
take-
yeah.
Give or take a
And you got to walk
handful.
all the way through the casino to even get to
Oh,
the
yeah.
theater too.
Yep.
It's funny.
They got to tempt you.
Anyway, back to
right.
Evil Dead.
Yes.
All right, so let's just kind of go down the line, and let's just start with the original Evil Dead movie from 1981.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
See, it's I think the first movie, even you know, as much as the second movie did, the first movie really set a standard for horror. Like just the filmography, the way that Sam, you know, treated the camera, the weird stuff they did that just looked, I'm sure it looked utterly ridiculous while they were doing it, but it just turned out so good on film that even today, if you watch a Sam Raimi movie, he's still using these camera shots.
Yeah, I like his camera shots.
I'll say, oh, they're fantastic. You instantly know it's a Sam Raimi
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Or Sam Raimi is involved somewhere in the production of this movie with some of his camera shots.
Yeah, you can't deny that. I mean, there's so many, like, just underneath the water, you know, you're seeing this way and you're seeing this way. I mean, you know, stuff like that.
Oh,
if
just-
something's
yeah,
happening on the ground, he's on the ground with the camera.
That's it. I think they said, some of the trivia said that he, like, had a camera strapped to his head while he run through the forest to get some of that shot.
Yeah.
So it had the body movements and all the weird camera movement to give it that demon perspective. So yeah, these guys were really doing
really
guerrilla
smart.
film work.
Yeah, really smart about
oh,
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll say, and to be so young and you know not really, it's not a Hollywood production in the slightest.
No.
I mean, it's some kids from Michigan that have thrown this together, and it turned out
On
to
a very
be,
low budget.
Oh yes, extremely low budget, but the story and just everything, the soundtrack, even though it's a minimal soundtrack, there's a lot of silent spots in the movie, but it's still it's there when it needs to be. I'll say I can't say it's a perfect movie because there are flaws in like some of the effects work doesn't age well, especially in a 4K cut, but it's still so enjoyable that you're extremely
Like,
forgiving.
you just don't care, yeah.
That's it. You just it's whatever.
Yeah, there were some moments with like makeup, like because they were obviously wearing some like latex pieces on their
yeah.
faces, and there were some moments that you can tell some of the latex pieces were not done very well.
Oh yeah.
I seen some hand shots. It seemed like the latex piece went to like about here, but then you could just see their
just
what I'm
normal
saying? I was
arms.
like, yeah, that kind of needed to go a little
Yep.
further. Kind of needed to go a little further. There's a few of that, but again, like you said, I mean, it's still so good that like whatever, I don't care.
That's it. You're just very forgiving because you can. I mean, if you really sit and think about it, this is one of a kind movie at the time. Nobody had really stepped into this kind of world, so
Right.
I'm very forgiving that it did it well enough that it give us the next movie. And apparently we need to thank Stephen King for getting part 2, as he apparently pushed Dino De Laurentiis into financing it. So big ups to the King guy.
Yep.
But it's just I don't know. You know, it's such a good story that we had to tell it twice.
Kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. So if you haven't watched Evil Dead, it's basically about a group of people that go to a cabin and they find
Some recordings. and a book.
recordings and a book, and they play the recordings, and all of a sudden
Little sister.
they all start turning into demons, possessed demons, and things start happening in the woods. And they learn that this is the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon, and all that.
Yep.
An older couple had the cabin before, and these were his recordings.
Yes.
And stuff, and that, you know, and then stuff happens. So that's basically the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell is Ash, and then you've got Linda, who is his girlfriend. Cheryl was his sister. Scott and Shelley were friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were together. I think.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
seemed like kind
yeah,
of.
because you get a topless scene from her when
Yes, you do.
when the demon's looking through the window.
You do get a few little brief nudity moments, so there is that in here.
I say, yep. But I mean, it's not crazy either, and
No.
it doesn't even come off in a, you know, it's more of an intrusive thing than a sexual thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
definitely. It just works for the what's
yeah.
going on in the moment, though.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Which, let's talk about one of those moments. Let's talk about when Cheryl runs out the woods. Now, this is what I thought was funny about her running out to the woods. I have notes. I have all these little notes back here. So I was kind of like, at the beginning of the movie, you know, they discover the cellar door and stuff and all that. And they're all like wanting to go explore, but Cheryl's the one that's like, yeah, let's not open it, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting here,
hesitant.
I'm with her. Yeah, don't open the cellar door. Just who cares what's down there?
Don't poke the bear.
Just sit in the living room, drink, have a good time, go home the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't open the cellar door. But they do. But
as
yeah,
the movie goes, yes.
but yeah, Cheryl though, let's go explore the woods though in our nightgown.
yes,
Let's
yes.
go do
and
that
leads
though.
to got to be one of the most provocative
Scenes, and I don't feel like they had done that before that. Like, I don't think
No, I don't think a tree
A
has
tree
ever gone
has-
that far with a woman before.
Right. Yes, you get the whole tree with a woman scene. The limbs and stuff. Yeah, I don't think that's ever been done before.
No,
So that
and
was
it's-
kind of a little bit of a shock, I think, probably for back
yes,
then.
yes,
Now
very
we're like,
visceral
it's
scene.
not a shock now. We've seen so much stuff now in movies, but I think for back then that was probably
oh
a
yeah,
shock.
that's very, very hard of a hit, I would say.
Yeah, because you can just, yeah. But I just thought that was crazy. One moment, let's not open the cellar door, but oh no, let's run around and go see what's going on in the woods, though. Now look what happened to you. Right?
Yep. And then we want to go home. And we can't go home because the demon is not going to let you go home.
No, they're not gonna let you go home. They can't. They get in the car. The bridge
Yep, the bridge is all
out.
gnarly and destroyed.
can't go. Let's see, what else did I have written down? Jump scene. There's a lot of jump scares in this with hands. Did you notice that?
You know, well,
There's a lot
like
of
a
scenes
precursor.
where all of a sudden hands are coming out of like a wall or the floor or somewhere, and that happens a few, not once in this movie, but a few times, and it's like really the only jump scares that you get, or hands coming out of something.
Like a beta jump scare before jump scares were big.
Right? I did notice that. I wrote that down. The Hills Have Eyes poster.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you get a
that.
nice little Wes Craven nod in that one as well.
And then in part
Part
two,
two.
they showed the Freddy glove real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep,
you
you
get
get a
that.
nice little glimpse of that one.
Yep. What else did I write down? Let's see. They did, while filming, it was called Book of the Dead, and Sam did want to call the movie The Book of the Dead. But I think the higher levels made them change it or whatever, and it's called The Evil Dead.
Just wanted
So
to
he
go
really
with
did
it.
want to call it The Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
And that's basically what these movies are about, is the Book of the Dead.
Yeah,
and then
it's pretty
summoning
much the main
demons,
character.
and the demons possessing, and shit happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this, Steven. So what would be like your favorite like moment, like gross out movie in the moment, or favorite,
In the first one, The
Yeah, we're
ankle.
talking about the first one.
Yeah, the ankle.
Yeah, that's
I'll
what I
say
have
that's-
written down. The
Yeah.
pencil in the ankle.
Yep,
Yeah, I
that's-
have that written down too.
I say it's definitely an effective stab. You know, it looks a little. I mean, I won't say it looks a little bad. It looks a little wonky because of body proportions, but just the digging into it, the sound effect Foley behind it, it's great.
Yeah, I like that one. That one, and then her clawing at his leg towards the end. And she's
Yeah, oh yeah, when she
clawing.
shreds him
Yeah,
up.
she's just shredding his leg with her fingernail, just
Yes.
doing this. I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of fingernail.
a lot of fingernail
damage.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
I'll say, yeah,
Oh,
'cause,
it makes my fingers hurt thinking about it right now. Oh, I hate the fingernail stuff. Oh.
Yes, very intense.
I wrote down Shelley's death was a big gore fest. That's for sure.
Yes, yeah. No shy use of blood in this.
No.
Say,
Tons
which
of
each movie
tons
kind of gets
blood.
more progressive
More.
with the.
Mm-hmm. But none of it's shy with it though, so that's good. So if you really just want a big gore fest, you're going to get it with The Evil Dead. Another thing that I liked too with the special effects and gore and all that was like at the ending when it was like they were melting or disintegrating and all that.
Yeah.
And they used a lot of different colors of goo in this. You get lots of goo. And I'm
Lots
going to
of
call it goo. You get green goo, you get blue goo, you get pink goo, you get the red blood, you get yellow pus, you get vomit, you get so much stuff.
It's a very
in
liquid
this.
It
It really is. And I had noticed, like, it seemed like when they were when they're disintegrating, when they're melting, it seemed like there was some cream corn up in there.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the
I
pantry
looked
got
exactly
raided
like
for
cream,
some things.
like cream corn, and because some stuff had came out, I think of like a limb or something as it was disintegrating, and it literally just looked like it was just cream corn they put
Just
in there
pouring out.
to
Yeah.
pour out, which it was effective.
It'll look good on film. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's like just a
They
bunch
never
of goo.
intended these movies to go to 4K to give full vision.
But you know what? But that's how fantastic it is, though. Back then, you can take
still-
cream. I'm not saying it is cream corn. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. But you can take cream corn, let's say, and
Mm-hmm.
make a total effect out of it. Make it look disgusting and be totally effective.
Very.
You don't have to
very
do everything
ingenuitive.
so expensive.
Oh yeah, that's. I was some of the trivia was it gives you the recipe for their fake blood, and it's
Yes, it
apparently Karo syrup, food dye, and creamer. Mm-hmm. So if you want to make some blood when you're bored, there you go.
Yeah, that stuff is sticky.
Yes, Karo syrup will. It's not going to come out.
It's so sticky. What else did I write down? Back to like the makeup when we're talking about the appliques and stuff on their face. I did think that Linda's makeup, she didn't have the appliques on her face. It was just them taking makeup and making it look crazy.
Yeah, and
And I thought that was actually in a set of contacts. And I just thought that was actually maybe more effective than actually putting on some appliques, and it kind of
yeah. It
you
gave
know
her
what I'm
the
saying?
Possessed look, but it wasn't like a deformed possessed. Or,
Well, what we were saying is, some of the appliques didn't look
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
So I liked that with her. They didn't even use any at all, and just took just took regular makeup and did crazy stuff. Like she did crazy makeup on herself, and then you got the contacts, and that was just as effective as having
Oh,
appliques.
absolutely. Yes.
I thought.
And it was probably some crazy, like, oops, we accidentally used all of the latex and we don't have any, or somebody left the bucket open, or, probably some random little bit of trivia like that, and as to why they did it. But, yes, very effective.
Yeah, I like that. And that could be an easy cosplay, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The contacts, though, would be something else. Because I did read that the white contacts
Yeah, the
that they
opaque
used,
ones are...
they could not see, and they had to, wear them for only, 15 minutes at a time
Yeah.
and all that,
Yeah, and I think in today's world, contacts have come a long way, so you could probably do the blank out eye and it not be that uncomfortable.
Not as bad as back
Yeah.
then, yes.
Because I think back then they were big glass contacts,
Yes.
so it's just totally uncomfortable.
Which makes me remember the making of Thriller, because they were showing in that them putting in his contacts for his werewolf costume, and Michael is tearing up as they're putting them in, and they look so painful, and he's telling everybody into the camera that they are painful and they hurt.
Absolutely.
And he's messing with his eyes with the big werewolf hands, and he's messing with his eyes. I remember that. I've seen that so many times. But I do like the context that they choose for the remake movie too. I like both.
Mm-hmm.
I like both the whiteout contacts, and then this one you get more of like a yellow-orange kind of contact. I like both. I like both looks.
Oh yeah, no, there's many. We'll get to the third one, but I think the third one is
the third one. Fourth one. Yeah, fourth one. Steven?
Sorry.
Oh, we'll get to the third one. Everybody is probably noticing that I do not have Army of Darkness sitting on the table. These are my movies. These are what I own, and we'll get to Army of Darkness momentarily. We're both wearing Evil Dead shirts, though.
Yes.
I'm wearing Fright Rags.
I think mine is Cavity Colors.
Cavity Colors.
I think so.
Cool. All right, well, let's move on to part two.
Part two. All right.
Part two. Well, another question, really quick though. When was your first time you did watch Evil Dead? Did you watch it as a kid, or?
I mean, I've known about it as long as I can remember, so I'm gonna guess it's one of the movies I probably seen way too young, from a cousin or my mother or somebody. But I remember it from so long ago that I can't really place a time, but definitely under 10.
Yeah.
I'll say it's been there, and I mean, it's a kid's movie. I mean, it's definitely not a, like I said, little brief hints of nudity and stuff in it. But I think overall, if you think your kid could handle it, it's probably not a bad movie to show to around 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't know if you're 6 years. I mean, but we have kids come in here all the time that are 4, 5, 6 years old that love these movies. So I don't know. You do what you think you got to do.
Yeah. Now it was for me. I was a kid. I'm not sure what age.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember renting it from the video store though, so I was probably anywhere from 8, maybe 8 or 9. Maybe 8, 9, or 10 years old. Now I will admit this before we move on to these movies. Evil Dead, the Evil Dead movies were not necessarily my favorite whatsoever growing up.
Okay. Because they scared you, or
no? Oh no, I just didn't like them. I just didn't. Okay, and when I say that, I like them now. When I say that, it's because I've always just really been a huge slasher fan, and I've said that many times on shows.
Okay, no, that's
I'm just always, now that I'm an adult, I'm into a lot. Yeah,
you can enjoy the.
But when I was a kid, into teenager age, it was just like all about slashers for me. Even though I did like some other horror movies, but for me, Evil Dead, I just didn't. I don't know. I thought it was a little too silly.
Oh yeah. I mean, even with Campbell acting as seriously as he can possibly act, he still got comedy.
But I don't think I was grasping
the
greatness of it though when I was a kid. I just thought it was just kind of silly, and I was like, okay, all the special effects on this is just
you just give it to
and I just didn't like it as a kid. Okay. But I like it now. I like Evil Dead now. I love Evil Dead. Do not hate me. I love Bruce Campbell. I think I also had to watch Bruce Campbell in other movies to get to know Bruce Campbell, and then go back to Evil Dead and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things like that makes me like movies even more when I've seen an actor in a few things that I've liked.
My mom used to watch Briscoe County, so I remember him from that.
Yeah.
And just the random other spots that he would pop up in.
But now I like it. I like the character Ash. I love Bruce Campbell. So please take that in consideration before we continue this discussion. Okay, moving on to part 2.
You were young. You hadn't found your footing yet. That's
moving on to part 2. So, Evil Dead 2, pretty much.
I mean, a quarter of it is more or less the same as the first movie. Because they couldn't get the rights to show you flashbacks, so they had to film it. So they give it its new spin.
Right.
But
it's basically just a continuation in a way.
Oh, yes. Very much a sequel.
From this one.
just they couldn't use the, like today, you can use cuts from other things.
Right. They
but-
couldn't use it for that.
Yep.
So they had to show flashbacks. They had to like redo them, and you get a whole different actress being Linda. But it's just weird that they totally just cut out the other three people though that had went in this one though. They only just talk about him and Linda, and I believe he says it in Army of Darkness too. They totally don't even acknowledge the two friends and his sister that actually did go with him on this movie. So I thought that was a little odd. I was just like, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure why they skipped. I mean, I'm sure Sam had his reasons. He wanted to streamline the story.
Well, I'm going to give you a reason, which is people are not going to lie. Because to me,
all right.
to me only, I feel like they really just did Evil Dead 2 and especially Army of Darkness to only just showcase Ash.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's really the only reason we got that in my
he was the superhero, so
opinion.
to say.
But he wasn't like that in the original.
No, he was very much
The campiness
Ashley.
got worse.
Yeah, they let the chin get a little out of control, and I mean, it led to some good fun.
Chin.
So,
Okay.
Have you read Bruce's autobiography?
Yes, I do have that at home.
It's been about 15 years since I read it, but that was an excellent read.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. There was tons of Evil Dead trivia and just kind of Sam Raimi universe trivia since they're both attached at the hip. And really good book. What was it? Man of a Thousand Chins?
I think yes.
Something like that. Yeah, worth checking out, guys.
I got mine on Amazon. So.
Yep. I borrowed mine from a friend ages ago. But yes, need to. It would actually be worth revisiting now. I'm curious if he's done any other biographies since then, since it was so long ago.
Right. So, I know you're a big fan of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Evil Dead 2. Go. What do you think?
It's probably my favorite of them.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. The first one really set the universe, but like I said, the second one, it's like when we started having fun. It's like the first one was there to get everything firm in the ground, make sure we could get some money, and then the second one was like, all right, we can actually do something here. So I enjoy it, but you get so many of the things that have become iconic. You get the cut off hand, the chainsaw hand, the cousin it. We get a lot of hand in this movie again. Well, Sam Raimi must have a hand thing. But no, there's just so many of the good parts of the universe that come out of this movie. The cover. Even though we don't get that creature or whatever you want to call the demon on the cover, it's so good. I mean, it's one of those iconic covers that everybody that was lucky enough to grow up in a VHS, a Blockbuster store, whichever kind of place you rented from, those are one of those covers that suck you in. You can't help but go and grab it and be like, what is it?
It's your
Yes,
tattoo.
I actually, can we see
tattoo.
it here? There we go.
Okay, so what I did read was that
There it
character is kind of in Army of Darkness. And
Yes.
what he wanted to do was go from this to Army of Darkness.
Yes.
So when he was sucked into the portal or whatever, he wanted to go from that to Army of Darkness,
medieval
not
times.
this. And so that was the original cover, but then that character's kind of, it is in the Army of Darkness. And I don't know. I've never seen this cover before except for my DVD for this.
I have that DVD too.
Do you?
Yes. I don't know if it was poster work or it's been out so long now that it was before the poster and the shirt game got in gear.
Let me let's talk about some of the stuff I wrote down.
Oh no, go ahead.
The headless body with the chainsaw, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun moment.
Yes.
Now, you cannot deny, and I will not deny, you cannot deny in any of these movies the special effects, the gore, the camera work, the cinematography, all of that is really unbelievable.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
really great.
Yes.
All
it's
the
very
practical
top-notch.
effects are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot deny that. For me, it's the silliness that I don't like. I can
Yeah.
take so much of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But,
I
yeah.
don't mind part 2.
Okay.
It's not a fave. The Evil Dead series, and then you add in Army of Darkness, is not one of my favorite series, horror series.
No,
It's just not.
understandable. Yeah.
I do like Ash. I'm trying to be good here.
I get it.
I don't want people to
you're just
like
not
annihilate me.
You're a fan of it. You're just not a super fan.
What I'm getting at is I completely hate Army of Darkness, but we will talk about that in a minute. But I'm not into the campy comedy of it. I'm just not, and I know that's what it
understandable.
is, and that's what everybody likes about it because that's what it is.
I think the reason I like it so much is it is one of them I seen as a kid, and the comedy probably helped me more overcome anything scary in it. And that's just why I have a bit of attachment to it. Kind of like with I like the Phantasm movies and stuff, or there's like part 2. I watched part 2 and I was at the right age to where those were just in like House 2. The extra comedy in it.
I was going to mention, I'm glad you mentioned House. Now, don't you think like a lot of the practical effects, like in the first one, House, the first one,
Yeah.
a lot of the practical effects and the creatures, a lot of stuff going on, really reminded me of what's going on, and especially in this part 2, which was about, which I think was the same year, 87, right?
Or
was House 87 or 85? 85.
I think House was 85.
Yeah, but it seemed like a lot of the same kind of stuff, didn't you?
I'm curious if
I was
it had some
thinking
of the same
House.
crew. Yeah.
I know a little bit with a lot of the creatures and the things happening.
Yeah.
and the hand.
I'm not sure who did the special effects work. I'm wondering if we had some crossover there.
I don't know.
I'll say there's a good chance, or just
That
the
was
fact
Sean
that
Cunningham that did House, so
I'll say it probably just a good chance that they just enjoyed Evil Dead and just wanted to give their little cheeky nod to it. Say, I think we've obviously got a lot of that, with Craven trading back
Right.
and forth and Raimi trading back and forth.
And see, I think my other thing too, like when all this was happening in the 80s, I was a big Freddy fan. So that's what I was gravitated to more than Ash and Evil Dead movies. But I like them.
Yeah, no, you grew to appreciate them
like
for what
Army of
they are.
Darkness. Yes.
No, and I was as a little kid, I was more scared of Freddy. I had a cousin that had a Freddy Krueger poster on the wall, and it just scared the hell out of me as a little kid. I don't know why, because now Freddy is one of my more favorites. So I think anything like that, the stuff that really got to me as a kid, is what I really enjoy now.
Yeah.
Gives me the same kind of feeling inside, just in a different way.
I like, let's see, the eyeball flying in the air.
Oh yes,
That was cool. And
Yep.
Right into her mouth.
I'm saying I think that was filmed in reverse, so she pop it out and you get the arc right.
That was really, really, really cool. You get some sayings in part 2 that are really popular. You get the groovy, Dead by Dawn, which they could have called Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. They could have called it that.
Oh yeah. Say that would have been a good title for it. I say, but now we have a video game named Dead by Dawn.
Right, exactly. You got the video game, so there you go. That works. And no, I haven't played the video game. I'm so sorry.
Nope,
I'm sure it's
sorry,
pretty good
haven't
though.
either.
I'm sure that's fun. In this one, though, you do get more of the backstory of the couple that owned the cabin, because it's his daughter that also shows up as one of the other characters in the movie.
Yes.
Her name was Annie. Yeah, Annie. So you get more of the backstory of them, and you get more of the backstory of the Necronomicon and stuff too in part 2. So that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it definitely fills in some gaps that you don't get in the first one.
Right. So I like that. I like that they did that. But they did. I did write this down too. They did repeat a few things, a few special effects, a few things that they had done in the first one. Which is okay. But I feel like I seen some of the stuff again when I rewatched Army of Darkness, and I was just like, okay.
Third time is too much. Yeah, they definitely love the cellars, the dungeon pits.
Yeah.
I say that's, like I said, we come back to hands.
Hands, lots of hands.
A lot of hands.
That'd be a cool movie. You got Ash's hand versus Thing. That'd be cool. And then there's a movie called The Hand with Michael Caine from '81. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
It's actually pretty good.
All right.
It's like a drama thriller. It's called The Hand. That's a good movie. Check that one out with Michael Caine. And Michael Caine's awesome.
Say that would be. Do you remember Celebrity Deathmatch from MTV, the little claymation show?
Oh yes.
That would be perfect for that.
Yeah, that would have been fun. That's cool.
But
Possessed Ash, he's cool looking. They did a
that was good.
Fantastic, fantastic job with his makeup and all that. He looked really cool. So I like that. I like the Possessed Ash.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it's like the one main character in a franchise that's not the bad guy, though.
Yeah.
You have Ash, who is a main horror icon. We all know Ash.
Oh, yeah.
But you got Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky. They're all the killers.
And then we have have the hero.
Yeah, the hero. So that's
but he's
really
a very
cool.
flawed hero.
Yeah.
Say, poor guy. By the time we get to Ash versus Evil Dead, he's just a mess. But it's just, I think that's the depth of the character that, they have taken such a simple, well, here's Ashley. He's just kind of like almost the main character in this movie. And really just taken him and run with him and turned him into such an icon.
They did. And you get so many at conventions. There's so many Ash cosplayers, boys and girls. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love the Ash cosplayers. A lot of them do really well with it, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some really good ones at some of the Days of the Dead shows.
And some of them will do the Ash with the ripped up shirt, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you got to be buff enough for that. But yeah, I've seen both, pulling off Ash from the first movie, you're just some schmuck in a blue shirt. But by the time you get to the second in Army of Darkness...
Schmuck in a blue shirt. Tell that to Bruce Campbell. You're a schmuck in a blue shirt.
Might get props for that one. You never know. But he, I've seen all versions of him floating around in the cons, and yeah, it's cool when people take the time to build the suits out.
He dresses to the nine for.
He's a white whale. I'll get to, but all the pictures I've seen, yes, he is
always in a very nice suit, looking very good. Yes.
I've heard that he's a very interesting guy to meet. I've heard bad interactions, good interactions, people life-changing interactions. So
right.
I think like anybody, it's probably just a mood thing.
Well, his line is always extremely
and that's
long.
And I got to imagine that by the end of that line, the poor guy is just like,
tired.
I'm done.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, speaking of the blue shirt, but the main character in the remake movie, he was wearing a blue button-up shirt, and that was like a little nod to that. I don't know if you noticed that.
I don't think I
He was wearing a regular shirt, and then he was wearing a blue button-up shirt over that for the movie, and that was a nod to, obviously,
to the original.
To Ash.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, there's tons of trivia on it. I mean, IMDb has so much stuff. Even like the possessed hand scene. Mm-hmm. That was one take.
Yeah.
And that's amazing that was one take. I'll say he did it one time, and Raimi was like, "Okay, I love it. We're good.
Yeah,
on." So. Yeah,
I'm not sure where these are streaming though. I couldn't really find any of these streaming.
I don't think they are. I think the Evil Dead 13 is on Tubi, but I don't think any of the original 3 are on a service.
Because I wanted to tell everybody where to go watch, but
at this point, I'd hope most people have a copy or some version of it. But if you don't have a copy of it, it's worth buying. It's always, you can find. I think even right now, there's a big box set of like the Ash universe.
I'm not sure.
I think it's at Best Buy. It's like a big red and silver box set that's got, I think, all the seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead and the Evil Dead movies. I think they omit Army of Darkness from it. Since
Did
it's
they?
not, I think so. I might not be correct.
But it's all about Ash.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't like that in the marketing, or maybe it's a rights issue. I know.
Could be.
Yeah, I know 4K Evil Dead 1 and 2 come out, and we even got 4K Army of Darkness yet? I don't think we have.
Think so.
Probably owned by somebody that's not in a hurry.
Right. Well, And a lot of the licensing for everything that you get too is usually Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. What's the more affordable, as is Chucky 2,
Yeah, the
Halloween
Child's Play
2.
2. Yeah. I know, and it's always about the 2.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Affordable licensing comes in 2s.
All right, well, you want to talk about Army of Darkness?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I don't have notes on that one.
Let's see, we can pull some trivia up.
I didn't do I only did notes on the movies that I owned. I didn't do notes on Army of Darkness. We do have the figures though over here, the Super 7 reaction figures.
Yes, the Super 7s are
we
awesome.
We have those in stock. I think there's a couple other ones too. We just didn't bring them in here.
Let's say, actually, at the moment, I think this is just
the only
this
two?
is all we're down to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say, so unfortunately, I'm not even sure if Super 7 is making them right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we do have those left.
Yes, they're very cool. And we did at some point have the NECA Evil Dead figure, but we sold out of that guy.
Yeah, we don't have much Evil Dead in store.
No, we do get, at the moment we don't, but we do get the Necronomicon pretty often and the Kandarian dagger.
Yeah, so we can get that stuff from Trick or Treat.
Yes, you can get it from Trick or Treat, or you can get it from us if you're visiting the store. You just have to wait for it to come into stock, which is pretty often, as they sell out every time we get them.
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful with the Necronomicon because it stinks like all heaven. So when you buy it, you have to open it up and let it sit in a room by itself for like a day so it can off gas. Because the latex it stinks. Oh my God, it stinks.
Which Necronomicon do you have? With the paper
yes.
pages? Okay.
Yes. I'll say, and it's very nice. Not crazy expensive. It's nicely bound. Everything feels and looks cool on it. The pages are nice and thick.
Oh, they did a fantastic job with that. Yeah,
very good
Trick or Treat Studios is killing it with their stuff.
Oh yes, I would love to see more. I would love to see like a full size prop chainsaw.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a big piece, so I don't know that we'll see that.
This is true.
That would be a very fun one.
This is true.
But all right, so what? Army of Darkness. What? Ash gets sucked through the portal, lands in the portal. Medieval times.
And this one came out in '92, so some years have passed. We're now in the '90s, where it's a bit of a different era at this moment now with movies. Things are a little bit different with movies than it was in the '80s with these.
Yes.
And yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it is, and it's very much more of I would call it a comedy horror.
Yes.
I'll say, because the comedy is very strong in it. And I mean, it's almost even a bit of an action movie. I'll say, they, for whatever reason, lightened up on the horror this time. But Sam Raimi had a story to tell, and, well, who were we to stop him from telling it?
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I've never liked Army of Darkness, and I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, I rented it last night for $3.99 on Amazon so I could watch it to make sure that I don't like it so I can talk about it for y'all and just be honest. I am being honest. I find that movie so freaking stupid. It is so stupid.
Very slapstick, yes.
It is, but I like some comedy. I don't like all that slapstick stuff.
Not a big physical.
Not with this. I don't like it. And to me, Evil Dead is supposed to be about the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon, and demons. And then he gets sucked in a portal and goes to medieval times. Yeah. It's so off kilter to me from these. I can't stand it. It's not funny to me. I don't like it at all. And that's really all I have to say about it.
It's probably my
not
least
my movie at all.
favorite of them, but I do still enjoy watching it every now and then. Like I said, I can enjoy the comedy aspects of it, and there's some good parts in it. But you get some classic lines and stuff like that. But yeah, it's probably the weakest of them. I'll say even behind the remake.
There are people out there that are appalled as hell right now that I just said that I think that this movie is stupid.
I'm offended.
Because there's tons of people that love Army of Darkness. There's a huge following for Army of Darkness. I can understand. And I get it. Okay? Please don't hate me. It's just my opinion. I get it. I get why people like it. And again, it's a movie to showcase Ash. That's all it
Pretty
is.
much.
That's all it is. That's why it was done. And no, not why it was done, because he kind of wanted to do that from this one, but we went to this one. But
he finally had the budget.
which I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't need the portals and going into different realms. I don't need all that with demons and Necronomicon books.
Yeah.
So I don't like all that stuff. It's just too off kilter for me. It's not scary, and I don't like it. But I get it, because there's a lot of people are big Ash fans, so you're gonna all three.
Yeah,
if you gotta be a huge Ash fan and love that character so much,
to really
love the
one.
campy comedy.
Yeah,
to love it.
And that's I do love some of the campy comedy. I say it makes me laugh. But I'm a simple man, and it doesn't take a lot to make me laugh sometimes.
Well, you know what? And sometimes it doesn't me either. It's just, I like some of the comedy that we had in these two.
Yeah.
It's just once we get to
it's full blown.
I think it's not even the comedy. It's the story. I don't like it being in medieval times. I just think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. No, I can understand. I would definitely put it as the lower one in my liking of, or in my Evil Dead list. So I can understand where you're coming from. But it's one that I don't watch often, because it is such a drastic change. So I've really got to be in a comedy mood.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see some Jim Carrey kind of, goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that one would come in. Whereas, the other three are definitely horror movies.
Yeah. Yes. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
sorry,
once again,
guys. That's just how I feel.
There's tons of IMDb trivia you can look up. So if there's anything that we didn't touch on, just hit IMDb up, and it will tell you everything you could ever imagine that you wanted to know about these movies.
Army of Darkness all seems like real comic book-ish.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
which
too.
I think that was around the time Raimi did Darkman too.
Oh.
So he may have been on a big comic book kick at that time.
Yeah.
Because we weren't that far from. I mean, when did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans come out? That was like 99, 2000, something like that.
Something like that.
he was in a comic book kick for a little while there.
All right.
All right, so Army of Darkness, check it out.
You can rent it for
Christy.
$3.99 on Amazon. Don't listen to Christy.
But all right, so we're on to Evil Dead 13.
Yes.
All right.
I do like all these movies too. I wrote this down because this is important to me. All the movies are pretty much an hour and a half, which I like.
Yeah,
it's a good
they're
time.
Not too long.
No.
They're not too short. It's just it's a good viewing time.
Yeah, I think so. Just to get the point across.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I wrote a bunch of stuff down for this one. Evil Dead, 2013. Pretty much a remake in the sense of you get a group of people that go to a cabin, but this time there's a purpose.
Yeah.
Because they didn't say any kind of purpose or anything of why they were going to the cabin in the original movie. They just were going.
Yeah, for a weekend partier.
Yeah, and then this one, they're actually going because one of the characters has a drug problem, a heroin problem, and this is going to be her detox.
Yes. One of her many detoxes.
Right. Which I thought was great to add into the story because that can be horrific in its own self.
Absolutely.
Plus, with she's fighting her own demons with the drug habit.
Yeah.
Plus,
the actual
turning into a demon.
Yes.
So I liked that idea.
Oh yeah,
that story idea.
I enjoyed how they pulled very much from the first movie and just kind of added in the addiction issues. But to me it was definitely more of an homage to the first movie itself than the second or obviously Army of Darkness.
Well, I don't feel like it's anything towards those, only because I go back to saying that I feel like Army of Darkness and Evil Dead was just showcasing Ash.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Ash. There's not even an Ash character. So take this movie.
I mean, 2 seconds of it.
2 seconds. Yeah, but not in the sense.
Yeah, no actual.
Yeah,
story.
the main character's not Ash. Yeah. And you don't get the comedy.
No, there's really no comedy in this one.
There's no
at all.
comedy,
It's
which
pretty straightforward.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I like better.
No, I really enjoy 13. I think it hit all the notes it needed to hit. It looked good. The story was good. Tons of blood.
Tons
just
of blood, tons of
tankers
gore.
of blood, especially with the end scene.
Yeah.
I'll say it was literally raining blood.
Yeah, I wrote down the bathroom scene was insane where first you get Eric hitting the toilet, which just him hitting the toilet is like, your back hits the toilet, and then she comes over and starts just with a needle.
Yes.
Starts stabbing, and then she's done, and then he gets up and he takes the lid of the toilet and starts whacking her, and all that happens within seconds, and it's just like, whoa.
Oh, and you left out the best part of him walking in on her, cutting her cheeks wide.
Yeah, she's doing that.
And that's just, the effects work is great.
It's awesome.
Very effective.
Yeah, that's a total homage. Like, you get, with all of these movies, though, you get tons of blood, tons of gore, tons of special effects.
You can't make an Evil Dead
fantastic.
movie without having just copious amounts.
And watching Army of Darkness, yes, the special effects and all that stuff, it was still good. Mm-hmm. I'm not hating on that. Okay. But I like, okay, so this is the one of the times that, oh God, people are going to hate me when I say this too.
You like it better than the original?
I like it better than the original.
No, it's understandable.
I've heard other people say that, but not too many people do say that.
He doesn't want to get caught on that one.
It's because it has no comedy.
Yeah.
I like the story subject of the movies.
Yeah.
I like it being serious.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, though, I do love this one. I get it. It's very 80s, very cheesy, and I like that. I like that for this.
Well, yeah, for the time, it set a bar.
I could have done without probably 2 in Army of Darkness, though. Like, those didn't really need to be made, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I like that they went serious. To me, it worked.
Yeah. Oh no, the remake definitely did everything it should have did. I mean, Addy, how do you say this guy's name? The director. Yeah, I know. I can't say it. I'm just going to butcher it, so I'm not going to say it. But he did an excellent job.
I think so.
I mean, he really held up the standard and kind of took that next step and raised the bar a little more. And I think that it's fantastic. I actually went to see it in theaters by myself. So it's one of them that I've really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. It's the only part I don't like about the whole movie is when they kill Grandpa. I could do without the dog being killed, but I get it. It's storyline, but damn it, you didn't have to kill the dog. You could have left him alone.
Oh.
But other than that, everything is exactly what it needs to be. Yeah. It's visceral, it's bloody, it's nice gore. We get some creative kills, creative injuries. Because some of these aren't really kills; they're just ouchies.
Ouchies. Ouchies.
Very drastic ouchies.
Yes, there are.
But no, overall, I really like it. It's I'm curious to see what the new one is going to have to offer.
I know. I wish we would have watched the new one before we did this. I'm sorry, though. And it's going to be a lot of kind of, I'm sure, like this.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a modern story
and all that, and everything. I liked the makeup. I liked the look of the demons and everything in this one, which I liked. I liked it in this one too.
Yeah, but this is definitely more of a higher quality take on it.
But you're also in 2013, 1981.
Yes.
Lots of money, not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, the differences are there.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's reasons. It's not like it's the same amount of money for both movies, and then one just did really crappy and one didn't. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean it's very much a very modern retelling of the classic story, but with a nice budget behind it.
Yeah,
because they knew it was going to take off. I mean, it really. And I think Bruce Campbell has said that we're looking at 4 more sequels.
Oh, okay.
So it's they want to make it a little universe because these have done so well that why not? Let's enjoy them.
But these don't have Ash in them, so they're gonna.
I'm pretty
bring
sure
Bruce
he said
back for him to say that.
No, I think Ash is dead.
Okay.
Or I mean, not dead, but retired anyway.
Okay. I thought.
And they're just gonna let they're gonna let the book tell the story. I think.
Okay.
Is wherever this book pops up, some shit's gonna happen.
Right.
And yes.
That'd be cool. All right. Well, I'm excited to see the new one. I like the tongue splitting. She just took the knife and right in her tongue. Oh my God! Ouch.
Yes, I've seen that. That would actually make a great tattoo.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would love to see that. I actually have seen that, but I would love to see it more.
Yeah, there's a lot of just extremely gross moments in the
nail guns. When she takes the turkey cutter to her forearm or her bicep and just
then that's a nod to the original with the whole hand thing happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Tons of nods to the original, which was nice that they sprinkled that in there.
Oh, absolutely.
And done it in their own way.
Yes,
and it was effective to kind of tie it in its way with the original. I loved that.
Without being a copycat movie.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
They did a very good job.
They showed the necklace.
Yeah, you got everything you really needed.
They did the whole tree vine moment again.
Yep, the provocative trees.
The hand. I wrote all this down. The blue shirt that the main character was wearing. David was his name.
Yes.
And there might have been some other stuff in there that were other nods to the movie too, but that was nice how they did that.
I'm sure that it is packed full of them.
And you still get a brother-sister. You still get couples.
Yep. You still get a lot of the heavy nods to the original.
I mean, it's literally there's just no Ash and no comedy. That's literally,
and that's it. And you don't need them in this.
No,
they're not necessary. It's not the kind of movie you need a comedy break in. Because it would destroy the tension. And it's very much a tension built movie. Just one thing after the next thing after the next, and any kind of comedy would just it would just take away from it.
But that's what they did in the original, though. They did comedy.
I know, and it worked.
It worked for that.
And that's it. It worked for them. It worked because Bruce Campbell has such a natural way about him, I think, that it just, for the time, that was good. But in today's storytelling, you can't approach it like that. You've got to look at it, it's not everything needs a comedy relief like it used to. So we're not scared to have a missed kind of ending on things.
I don't know if that type of comedy would even
go today.
Yeah, go today.
I don't know. I mean, I've showed my sister, who is 23, 24, some movies, and like these movies she absolutely gets, but like Blazing Saddles is just completely over her head.
Yeah, I'm not a Blazing Saddles fan either, but my ex-husband was though, and boy, God. Yep. There's some funny moments in it, whatever.
Oh, it's a good movie. All right, so what else do you have on your notes over there?
That's really about all I wrote down.
I'm trying to... I mean, like I said, there's tons of... IMDb is such a good source. Fede Alvarez. That's his name. Let's see. It looks like I didn't butcher it.
So I guess my question to everybody is, with the Evil Dead franchise, are you on the side of liking the Evil Dead movies with Ash and then being kind of comedic? Or are you on the side of you like the Evil Dead movies being serious with no Ash?
Brutal. How about both? I mean, because
you can't choose both.
Can't choose both.
Nope.
But I enjoy both aspects.
Okay, I kind of do a little bit, but I will have to say this is one that I do like the remake.
No, they this is one of the rare
Better.
times that the remake did hold up to the original.
But if I wanna
not
watch a good-
surpassed it in some ways.
Yeah, if I want to watch a good 80s cheesy good movie though, that's a good Evil Dead's a good
Yes,
movie for
absolutely.
that. I like that one.
And say, nope, it's good. The comedy holds up, and Campbell wasn't. I don't even think he was trying to be funny. It's just the man's mannerisms and body movements, and
It got more, and then
Yeah,
it got
yeah,
more.
they did.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I'm sure. I know reading the book that they were into vaudeville and stuff like
Right.
physical comedy as kids and teenagers.
Yeah, because he's always throwing himself around, and in a lot of especially in part 2, I'm like, if he got like thrown down like the steps so many times, like he would have broke his back and been dead by now. Like,
and he did all of it.
And he did
no
all of
stunt
it,
guys. I mean, they occasionally used, what did they call them? Shimps.
Yep,
Say,
shimps.
I know they were big, Three Stooges
Yep.
fans. But there's tons. When you watch the credits, there's like 40 shimps that they used
Yep.
for various scenes. So it's very much a family affair on that
you know
one.
who else was a really good comedian that's not with us anymore? That was that type of comedian too. That I just think about when I look at what he does. John Ritter.
Yeah. Ritter was a funny guy.
He was like that. He can just like fall and just do stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
do the goofy
and-
physical comedy.
Yeah, he was so
Yep.
good at that.
Yep. I like. Well, we have some of the stickers for Stay Tuned.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
yeah.
that's an excellent movie that
Yeah.
Ritter did. It doesn't get a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's an interesting movie.
Oh yes, very interesting. Little dark for Ritter.
Yeah, a little dark.
But,
well, he did, Bride of Chucky.
Oh yes, that's right. He did do that. I haven't watched that movie in ages. Wow.
Well, so the TV show. Did you watch the TV show?
I watched a season of it, and I did not get to finish the other 2 seasons, but I did enjoy everything I seen. I love seeing, poor middle-aged dumpy Ash in his little trailer house, and having to go through, all of this stuff again, and just seeing how far he can fall, but seeing the fact that the man, it's still there. He's just got to work for it and want it again. And that's hopefully, like I said, I'm sure seasons 2 and 3 are pretty good. I just haven't got the chance to watch them. And I'm going to figure it probably got cut short too, like Stars, like most times it probably didn't get a proper ending.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I'm the same way. I had started it just like you. I've only watched the 1 season, and then I didn't get to finish it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I wasn't liking it. I actually liked it.
No, I quite enjoyed it.
And I think I like the comedy better in a TV series than I do in a movie.
in the movie itself. Well,
I liked it, but it worked better for me.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
it's definitely like I said, they did a good job, and I think the fact that all the original people were still involved with it is why we got the quality of it.
Right.
Say, I know The Cabin and everything were spot on remakes. Like Campbell said that he was amazed at how well they went through and recreated everything. So it's, we were getting the best that we could get to make this series. But, just Stars didn't want to carry it on, or maybe Raimi and them didn't feel like. I'm not sure why it ended, honestly.
I'm sure we can Google it. I can't remember what the story was. That was been a minute now since that's been on. I can't remember why it
No, I
stopped.
watched, we had it on the TV in here in the store the other day, and I watched a little bit of it, as much as you can watch when you're trying to ring people out. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is some good stuff. I forgot Lucy Lawless was in it, and... it's
not bad.
No, not at all. So definitely worth the watch. Just take the time to binge it when you can sometime.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, this has kind of reignited my Evil Dead need.
Yeah.
So I may have to go back and check.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
out.
I'm glad we did this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I like that we touched on the whole universe.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I wish we had had the chance to go see the movie, but that's all right. That's another episode.
Yeah, that's another episode. There you go. All right. Well, there you go. There's our opinion on the Evil Dead franchise.
All right.
All right. So let's talk about. It's also Alien Day today,
Yes.
which by the time you watch this, it's not going to be Alien Day anymore. But It's Alien Day today, right now.
Yes.
So that's why we have this Mezco Alien 112 figure sitting here on the table. We still have a few of these in stock. It's an excellent figure, very detailed, lots of accessories.
Yep, very cool figure. 112, Mezco do a great job on these guys. The only complaint I have is they don't put windows on the boxes.
I know, I can't show y'all anything because they don't do that.
But other than that, yeah, very nice packaging, nice figures, like you said, cool accessories. If you're an Alien person, it's a good figure to have.
And we also have some Super 7 reaction figures as well.
Oh, yes, many varieties of them.
Yep, we've got tons of Alien ones for those.
Yes, so come grab some of those guys, and I think they're on sale.
Yeah, those are on sale,
I think they're on 20% blowout. So grab that stuff on the website, guys.
And we just got in brand new, I think today.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
just
they just
today,
come in.
Yeah. The NECA Monsters Ultimate, the Herman and the Grandpa. You want to open those up and show everybody?
Let's see here. All right.
Those are really cool.
There we go.
You get really cool accessories, hands, heads.
There we go. We got the glare off of it. Yeah, you get some really cool accessories. You get Jeff Daniel Phillips' face. And then, let's see. Got Grandpa here. Let's see. Same thing. You get some cool accessories. Extra hands, extra head. The sculpts look really good.
Yeah, those are brand new. Just came out.
Yes, just come out. We just got them in.
Yep.
Come grab one.
And those are available in store and online.
Yes, they are.
All right, so let's see. We just had our book signing on Saturday. That was fun.
Yep,
that was a good day. Yep, it was a real good day. We had our book signing with Ronnie Angel. And thank you, everybody, for coming on in and showing up and taking pictures and buying books. And
it was a good time.
It was a good time.
Yeah, everybody seemed to have. Yeah, everybody seemed to have a good time. We had a nice little amount of guests come in. It's sold a bunch of stuff. So.
And we do have some books available. Yes, we do. Online and in store. We have his books /Dreams 2, and the it has a long title to it. His third.
Death Deal or something like that.
Death in the Family. Yeah. There's a third book. It's a long. I can't even remember the title because it's a long title. But we do have all 3 books in stock. He did sign them all, so they're all signed.
You get a nice little autograph piece when you order.
Yep. So they're available in store and online.
Yes.
So we have those available. So we've got the books. And then let's see what else is happening. So I have a lot to talk about. Okay. So next week, for the podcast, we are going to be, me and Brian are going to be interviewing, and I hope I'm saying her name right, Devaney Penn, and I hope I'm saying her name right. I'm not sure. She's in a whole bunch of B-rated movies. We're going to be talking to her and interviewing her. And she's cool. She's in Piranha 3D, Party Bus Goes to Hell, Pretty Boy. There's a whole bunch. She's in a whole bunch of movies. I'm trying to hold on.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying to get her. So she will be here.
Very nice. Are we allowed to talk about the other one that's coming? I'll say we've announced
I'm
it
gonna,
there.
Well, hold on. I'm getting there.
All right.
I'm getting there. Yes. Devaney Penn. I'm so sorry if I'm not getting that right. Like I said, she's in a movie called The Dawn, Frost, Piranha 3D, Appetite for Sin, Of the Devil, Pretty Boy, Hollow Point, Chase. I mean, she's just in tons of movies. You can look her up on IMDb. Bus Party to Hell, that's what it's called. Bus Party to Hell. I know Brian said he's seen that one. So she's going to be here. We're going to interview her, me and Brian, and just talk about a bunch of her movies and stuff. So that'll be a podcast. And then there's going to be another podcast. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet for the following week. What movie? We haven't discussed the movie.
Yeah, we haven't discussed one, but we'll pick one out.
We'll pick one out, and I will post it. And I'm saying this because me and Philip will actually be gone for a little while to Alabama. So for the next 2 weeks, the 3rd and the 10th, I will not be doing a live show. So we're gonna do a few podcasts before we leave. But I won't be doing any live Christie shows though for the next couple of weeks. Because we will be gone, and I just won't have anything to talk about. I won't be watching any movies or anything. So that's happening. And then we've got Texas Frightmare coming up Memorial Day weekend. So that's happening. We will have a Memorial Day weekend sale. It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yep. And I'll be here with the store with you guys while everybody else is in Texas having fun. So
we'll have a sale. We'll have a Mother's Day sale. It'll just be that Sunday, Mother's Day. We're going to do that. And then, let's see. And then, June 3rd. Will be our next store signing.
Yes.
Isn't that right, Stephen?
Yes, ma'am.
We are going to be having Christine Elise.
Yes.
She played Kyle in Child's Play 2, and she's in the Chucky series. And she's going to be here. She's also in 90210, which I love. Emily Valentine. She's going to be here June 3rd from 1 to 4, so make plans now. So all you people that came to our Alex Vincent signing, y'all need to come on back and come get your stuff signed by Christine Elise now.
Yes. Yep. Good chance to get your Chucky doll or your skulls or your 8x10s. Just bring it all.
Yep. There you go. So that's going to be a fun day with Christine. I have met her a couple of times. She's awesome. And the funny thing is, so the few times that I've met her and gotten her autograph, it's always been a 90210 picture. It's never been a Chucky picture. So I need to get a Chucky picture from her this time.
Yep.
But so we'll be doing that on June 3rd. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Come down and see us, guys.
Yeah. I think that's really about it.
Is there anything I'm trying to think if there's anything in store new. I mean, we've got tons of refills like blind bags, which you guys seem to love. We've refilled a bunch.
Yeah, everybody loves blind bags.
Yes, they are. It's crazy how many blind bags we sell.
It's a tourist thing.
Yeah, and kids love them because it's a little surprise, and adults love them because it's a little surprise.
Tourists like the little small stuff. They like the blind bags. They like the air freshener stickers.
Yes, stickers, anything,
pens, patches,
and T-shirts. T-shirts have really been popular here lately. Nope, you can't go wrong with T-shirts.
No.
We're trying to keep all of the designs that we have refilled. So we're trying to, make sure you guys always have something, have the right sizes you want. Just something new we're trying to do to make sure that the T-shirt room, because I think we're focusing more on, a little more on that, because right now it seems like toys are kind of in a slump.
They are. Nothing's happening.
Funko's not really making much. NECA's not doing much. Trick or Treat's doing their best, but those guys can't support the whole horror industry.
Right.
So we get what we get with them. But we've definitely noticed that clothes sell. People love horror shirts. They love black craft. Anything that's kind of dark, spooky, gothy, we can definitely sell. And we're trying to keep in these. We have all these new designs of just your favorite characters, Chucky shirts, Freddy shirts.
Well, now
Jason
let's
shirts.
go ahead and say that there are a lot of our shirts though that aren't available online though.
Yes, you got to come in store.
You got to come in
them.
store to get a lot of our shirts.
But that's worth it because you want to come into the store.
And that's just what people buy. Again, tourists. You go somewhere, you buy a shirt. I cannot tell you how many people buy shirts. I mean, we sell shirts
it's ridiculous.
it's like hotcakes.
Yes.
We cannot keep shirts in stock. It's really crazy. Yep.
So very cool.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So just to recap, for our May schedule, we've got our Mother's Day sale, Memorial Day sale, Texas Frightmare. If y'all are going to Texas Frightmare, our booth is booth 315. We will see you there. We can't wait for that. Christine Elise on June 3rd from 1 to 4 here at Nightmare Toys. Be on the lookout for our next podcast. And go watch the Evil Dead franchise.
Yes. Check them all out. Pick your favorite ones. They all have merits. They all have downsides. And except for 13. 13's a pretty solid movie all around. They did a good job with that one.
Yep.
But, enjoy them, guys.
All right. We will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.